there's a lot of guys out there who are trying to make their personalities attractive to women by being very nice, by being very genuine, dependable. Now, whether these guys are doing it for their own personal gain rather than just being a good human morally is another question. But regardless, when the woman sees the belly hanging out of his t-shirt or sees the skinny noodle arms, she's going to get turned off straight away, and it's just going to be an uphill battle for that guy to try and convince her to like him for his personality rather than just looking at him and thinking, yeah, I want him. Now, that's not what you need to be doing. You need to be molding yourself into the type of man that's attractive off the first impression straight away. That when a woman looks at you and sees the attractive physique that you've built for yourself, she's going to think, fucking hell, who is this guy? I kind of need him. I want him straight away. That's the type of reaction that you want women to have when they look at you. And that's going to make the whole personality thing a lot easier. You can have the exact same personality and 12 months apart, right? Obviously, you will have changed mentally once you build an attractive physique, so that won't be a problem. But you can have the exact same personality, have the exact same amount of charisma or humor, right, being funny, or smoothness, just like flirtatiousness in the way that you talk, and you at 25% body fat is going to get 100 times worse results than you at 10% body fat. That's just how it works. People look at you, people judge you, women especially, right? Women are going to look at you and judge you. What type of man are you? Just by the way that you look. If you're 20% body fat, or if you're very skinny and you look like a child, right, even though you're an adult, you're gonna turn that woman off, and that woman is gonna be thinking, yeah, this is not the type of guy that I want to be with. This is not the type of guy that I want to associate with, because he doesn't look capable. He doesn't look masculine. He doesn't look attractive, right? But when you build that physique that has you looking all of those things, that has you looking like a guy who is attractive, who gets other women as well, not just her, right? You don't want just one woman to think, yeah, I'm the only person who's attracted to him, because obviously not high value at that point. If you look like the type of guy that has plenty of women who are interested in him at all times, then the girl that you want, or any girl that's interested in you, is going to be thinking, yeah, I need to lock this guy down, because you've got that physique that makes you look exceptional, that puts you above other guys. And automatically she's not going to be thinking, oh, this is another nice guy who's going to triple text me, who's going to try and give me flowers and take me on dates. She's going to be thinking, this guy probably doesn't even need me. This guy probably has a lot of options, and that's why I need to be the one that's with him. They have a sense of competition. That's the feelings that women are going to feel when you have a good physique, when you look like you have plenty of options and you look attractive. Around the time that I started to actively try and get a good physique, try and become better looking, there was this girl that I was trying to mess with, and she was the best friend of a girl that my friend was dating, that my best friend was dating, right? Now, so I already had, supposedly a bit of familiarity with her, just because my friend is dating her friend. But regardless, she was very low interest. She didn't, I messaged her, I tried to meet up with her and all these things, tried to message her several times. Like, not I didn't stalk her or anything, relax. But, I tried a couple of times and it didn't go anywhere. So of course I just stopped. Now, 6 months later, I went to this festival, and lo and behold, she was there, right? There was literally like, 40, 50,000 people at this festival. So it was a coincidence that I saw her there, but I did. And the only difference in this scenario, bear in mind, this is 6 months apart. Surely my personality can't change that much in 6 months. And no, it didn't. What happened this time is that I had a good physique. I had spent those 6 months getting my physique in a good place, getting my physique looking better than everyone else there. Not for her, by the way, of course not. Like, I fucking forgot about her already, of course. But I was dialing in my training and my nutrition, researching how to train, researching how to eat for aesthetics, right? All these things. Like, obviously I've evolved a lot past that point. That was a few years ago now, but I was doing what needed to be done. I was consistent. That's the most important thing. I was consistent, and just a few months, 6 months later, I had a better physique than most people. I was lean, I had abs, I had a nice V taper with muscles. And this girl that rejected me 6 months earlier, what happened there? She was all over me. She was taking pictures with me. She was, she was really trying to do something now. 6 months earlier, she had no interest, but now it's a change. So this is the thing. When I hear a guy saying, no, your physique doesn't make a difference, it's about your personality, it's about your money, it's about, whatever other bullshit they come up with, I just think back to that time and I was like, really? Is it any of those things? Because nothing else changed. Like fucking hell, even my hair hadn't really changed. It grew a little bit more because 6 months, you know. But like nothing else changed from when that girl had no interest for me and when she did. Now, of course, girls are kind of emotional, right? One day they're gonna like you, one day they're gonna not. So that happens sometimes. But realistically, this wasn't the case, because 2 days later I went and saw her again, and you know what happened from there? It was a Bible study session, right? So when you have a good physique, the girls that are going to be interested in you, that weren't interested in you before, they're going to start to be interested in you because you've turned into a different person. You're no longer looking like a victim, right? You're no longer looking like a victim who's just a nice guy who's gonna bend over backwards for her, right? Now now she's gonna do that for you. Now the roles are gonna reverse. Now the girls are chasing you rather than the nice guys who are chasing the girls, who are trying to do everything for them, who are going above and beyond, you know, doing all the things that they've heard they need to do. But realistically, that girl just doesn't see them as that guy. They don't look good, they don't look attractive to them, they don't have a good physique that puts them in that position of status, right? But when you do build that physique, you experience things differently to the rest of the nice guys. Now, this is not me saying that personality doesn't matter whatsoever. I can imagine there's some guys out there who have good physiques, but they're so shit with girls that it just ruins everything. Like, they can't look them in the eyes, and you know, they can't speak without stuttering, and they're not comfortable. If that is you, like, that's probably like getting towards neurodivergency, right? But obviously we need to fix that first, and you have to basically spam volume with women. You have to talk to as many women as possible so that you're not acting like a complete fool when you're with them. But when you do have a good physique, your confidence is already on maximum level, so that kind of sorts itself out. That's what happened for me anyways. When I started to build that good physique, naturally I started talking to more women because I felt more confident, and then obviously the women are treating me better as well, so that just, you know, that just makes it, it's like a snowball effect, right? You get more confidence, you talk to more women, women are more interested in you, it just builds and builds and builds until you get to the point where your confidence is like, you're a bit arrogant at this point, because you have so many women that are interested in you, and you have such a good physique that's how it works. But the thing is, if you don't have that physique in the first place, then you never get to that stage. The guys who are trying to lead with the personality, who are trying to be nice, who, you know, trying to be funny, crack jokes, like, bro, your jokes are not going to be funny to the girl if she doesn't find you attractive. That's honestly the harsh reality. That's what people have to understand. You really do have to be the girl's type most of the time anyway. There's, you know, little scenarios where where guys kind of go against the grain, but most of the time, if that girl doesn't look at you and think, shit, this guy looks good, you know, I want my kids to be attractive like him, right? If she's not looking at you thinking like that, then all the work that you're doing with your personality, all the jokes you're trying to crack, all the niceties that you're doing for the girl, it's kind of worthless. She's just gonna treat you like an average guy, because that's what you are in her eyes. Surely one of the worst things that can happen to a man when they're trying to attract a woman is to get friend zoned. Now, see, I just have to laugh about that, because that has been, the thought of me being friend zoned is so far from my reality that it actually, like, almost doesn't make sense to me. Almost, like, obviously I know why it happens. So basically, when you're not attractive to the woman just starts to see you as this guy that she can just talk to, and, you know, maybe you'll even do things for her. Like, there's certain levels to the friend zone as well. There's just a basic friend zone where a lot of guys are, where the guy is obviously attracted to the girl. He would fuck her given the chance any day of the week, but she doesn't find him attractive, so she just keeps him there as a buddy, just to chat to, like a friend, right? Me personally, there's no way I'm ever going to be near that place, never. Because not only because I have an attractive physique and girls don't really friend zone me at all because they find me sexy, but because as a man, that there's just a lack of self-respect there. If you want a girl and she's like, no, we can be friends though. No, we're not gonna be friends. Like, that's the end of that. But there's, like I said, there's certain levels to the friend zone where there's guys who, even though they're in the friend zone and the girl doesn't show them any sexual interest or whatsoever, they will still go above and beyond and act like they're dating her. Like, they'll buy her things and, you know, take her out on that. Now, that is a serious level of friend zone that, if you are on that level, or if you are, you know, approaching that level, then you need to have a serious rethink of your life. Genuinely, you need to think, like, am I mentally ill? Because that's crazy. That's actually insane to be on. But I'm sure you can't. I'm sure you're not that far gone, right? Because basically, if you don't have an attractive physique, then those are the types of things that become a possibility. Now, of course, as a man, you can just cut it off. Like I said, basically, you should be cutting off any sign of potential friend zone instantly. That can never be your reality. Even when you have an attractive physique, right? There'll still be certain girls that will not be attracted to you. Like, that's just how it is. No matter who you are, you will never have every single woman in the world attracted to you. But you can have a lot of women attracted to you. You can have the majority, you could say, even when you have put that work into it, when you've done that work to have an attractive physique, when you have done that work to become the type of guy that's, you know, separated himself from the other guys around you. And when you do get to that point, that's when girls don't really have any thought of friend zoning you at all, because they actually want you. You know, they actually want to date you. They actually want to be with you in terms of a sexual relationship, because you have put yourself above and beyond the other guys in terms of attractiveness, not in terms of personality and like doing nice things for her, but in terms of being the type of guy that looks capable, that looks like he's higher value than the other guys around them. That's the type of position you want to be in when you're dealing with women. The effort that a guy who isn't attractive, who doesn't take care of himself, who doesn't have a good physique has to put in, who leads with his personality, right? It's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. Like, the effort paradox is insane compared to a guy who has put that work, has done that work for himself, who has made himself attractive, who has built a good physique that gets women looking at him instantly. He doesn't have to put any effort whatsoever to attract women, to get women to chase him, rather than the other way around. Like, I'll tell you one story, right? Honestly, so I was in Copenhagen, and there was this girl that I spoke to on the street or whatever. I don't know where I met her, but we ended up going out later that night. We went to a bar, and I swear to you, right, I literally said to myself, okay, I'm gonna do an experiment, because once you've dealt with enough women, right, it kind of gets a bit boring. I'll be honest. You do have to get to that point to realize this for yourself. Like, if I just tell you, yeah, it gets boring, that doesn't make you stop wanting women, right? But once you do get to that point, it does get a little bit old, right? So I told myself, okay, I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna be as, I wouldn't say boring, but I'm gonna be as quiet as possible. Like, not as possible, but I'm going to be very quiet. I'm going to be extremely quiet and kind of a little bit boring with this girl, just because I want to see what happens. Because usually I'm a playful, flirty guy. I'm charismatic. I'm all this stuff, right? Because that's fun. That's fun for me. Like, once you can have like a flirtatious, playful vibe going on with a girl, it's not only is it easy to do whatever you want, right? But it's just very fun for me. The vibe is good. But that time, I told myself I was going to be quiet. I was going to be very laid back, very nonchalant, very boring, right? And I did it. I was on the date with her. She invited there was quite a few of her friends in this place as well, so they came and sat with us. And I was just like, I was quiet. I was not really talking, even to her. Obviously, I wasn't mute or anything, but basically I was like 20% of what I would usually be. And she literally said to her friends, I'm not even joking, she literally said to her friends, he's very quiet, but he looks good. So she said that to her friends. Can you imagine? In my mind, I was thinking, fuck yeah, no, this is getting a bit unreal. Like, I really don't have to do anything. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend doing that on purpose. I was just doing an experiment, but it kind of proved what I thought to be true. She was so attracted to me that it didn't even matter if I was just extremely nonchalant and just didn't do anything, right? But I went to a place late that night, so yeah, you could tell that it worked. So that's what I'm saying. Guys who are too nice, guys who try to go above and beyond with the personality, guys who do everything for the girl when she's not really attracted in the first place, they really put in so much effort compared to the guy that really doesn't have to do anything just because he's that girl's type. That's why you have to become the type of guy that is a girl's type. You have to become the type of guy that looks good, that looks attractive, that has a good physique, that looks capable, and you will be a lot of girls' types at that point, rather than the type of guy that, he kind of looks sloppy. He's either overweight or he doesn't have any muscle or both, right? You cannot be that type of guy and expect to have it easy with women. There's some guys who are that type who don't take care of themselves and expect to have it easy with women. They complain about not having it easy with women. Are you stupid? Of course you don't have it easy with women. You don't deserve it. When you put that work into yourself, when you do the things that make you attractive, you eat clean, you go to the gym, you go to sleep on time, you're tracking your calories, you're building a mindset that allow you to do those things consistently. Once you do that, you will become the type of person that deserves to have it easy with women. You attract those women and you actually deserve it, rather than just the other guys that complain about it even though they haven't done anything to deserve it in the first place. Don't be the type of guy that makes excuses either for the things that he can't accomplish, because there's a lot of people in the exact same situation as you that haven't used those excuses, that haven't blamed other circumstances on why they haven't got the physique or why they haven't attracted those women. They've just like shut the fuck up basically and done the work, and then got the physique and then got the women, and that it's as simple as that really. So once you do have that mindset that you're going to achieve it, you're going to accomplish it no matter what, that's when you actually get the results and you start to reap the rewards. If you want to be treated with massive respect by both women and men, right, then you need to look like the type of guy who is actually deserving of that attention. Because the average guy is skinny, fat, obese, all these things, the guys who don't really take care of themselves, don't really take pride in their appearance, there's a lot of those guys around, right? There's nothing that separates them from the next guy and the next guy and the next guy, because they're just average. That's the meaning of the word, right? But when you take pride in your appearance, when you go to the gym, you eat clean, you do the things that make you more attractive, then the respect differential is insane between you and the average guys who don't do those things. Now women are more interested in you, of course. Now women are not taking you for granted like the other guys. They're thinking, oh, this guy is special, this guy's one of a kind, I have to treat him that way. Men, of course, are looking up to you, thinking like, okay, I want to get to that point as well. And then your confidence goes through the roof and you start to act like that type of guy, which just makes you get more respect. Sometimes the respect differential gets kind of mad. Like, I'll give you an example. There's been several times in a bar, I've been in a bar, right? And there's been girls that were interested in me, but there's currently a guy who's trying to talk to them and he's buying them drinks currently whilst they're like kind of glancing over at me. And obviously they just entertain this guy for 5 minutes, they get the free drink off them, and then they come straight to me. And like, I've even been sipping that drink a lot of the times. That's the level that it gets to. Now, obviously I'm not doing that on purpose. You know, I'm not actually, I mean, to be fair, once, I can't lie, I sent a girl that was talking to me, I said, yo, go get a drink off that guy, see if you can do it. And she did it, and then she came back to me and I was sipping that drink. It was a nice drink. Now that obviously nowadays I would feel kind of bad doing that. I wouldn't do that because that's a bit crazy. But it's just an example as to the facts that the respect level between a guy who takes care of himself, who puts pride in his appearance, versus a guy who's just, you know, trying to lead with his money, I guess, with the drinks, or just with his personality, trying to talk to the girl. It doesn't really work. She has to really like you in the first place, and then she's gonna start to do mad things like go and take drinks off guys and bring them back to you. Like, that's the level that it gets to. And realistically, you never want to be, of course, you never want to be in that position where you've just you know, you never want to be in that position of the other guys, right? Basically, you never want to be that person. You need to put the work into yourself. You need to do those things that other people don't want to do, so you can start to live a different type of reality than the other guys, and you get to be the person that women are massively respecting. Unfortunately, sexual attraction can't be negotiated. I mean, I say unfortunately, I guess it would be kind of nice if you could go up to a girl and be like, okay, here's all the reasons why you should like me, you know, all logical. I'm nice, I'm kind, I'm humble, I'm funny, I'm this, I'm that. But obviously, you know, that's far from the reality. That's not how it works at all. She's gonna look at you and think, do I like him or do I not? Well, she's not gonna think, do I like him? She's gonna think whether she likes you or not, right? She's gonna have an instant image pop up to her head, you know, whether she wants to get railed by you or not. That's realistically how it is. So you can't try and lead with the logical, with the you know, the personality, thinking that she's gonna find that attractive, that you can negotiate your way into there, that you can, you know, talk your way into her liking you. If she looks at you and she doesn't like you, it's gonna be extremely difficult, and, you know, most of the time not gonna work, not even worth the effort. And the thing is, when a lot of guys try to do that, when a lot of guys try to talk their way into appealing to the girl, try and negotiate their way into sexual attraction, that really turns the girl off even more. Because it's like, why is this guy trying so hard? Why is this guy really trying to talk his way into me liking him? I don't like him. And not like I said, girls are not direct. I've said that before. Girls are not direct at all. So they'll never tell you outright. But in their mind, they're thinking, like, it's kind of disgusting. This guy's really trying to talk his way into me liking him. And there's just no way that it's ever going to happen. But when you look good already, when she's already liking you, that's not how it is at all. That's when you can kind of relax. Like, you don't have to try too hard. You just take it easy. You have a playful vibe, and everything just comes to you, basically. You need to do that work so that you can start to experience those types of interactions that just go smoothly, where the girl really wants you to like her rather than the other way around. You know, you completely flip the script and it just gets very, very easy, to the point that it's just too easy. The time and money investment that the guys who try to lead with personality have to make is also another reason why it's not worth it whatsoever. You know, guys are spending time and money. Time is more valuable than money anyways, but they're spending both on women, on dates, on doing things for them, on women that were never attracted to them in the first place. That's kind of sad. That is kind of sad. You know, they're doing all these things. They're taking them on dates. They're buying them stuff. They're texting them all the time, double, triple texting them, making sure they're okay. You know, spending lots of mental energy worrying about girls who literally don't even like them, who are just kind of using them for favors and things like that. You know, especially the guys who are friend zoned, all those situations, the type of situations that you really don't go through when you're an attractive guy. When you are the girl's type and she likes you and she wants you to like her, you don't go through that whatsoever. She's making herself available. She's spending money on you, if anything. Like me personally, basically every date that I go on, the girl wants to pay, or at least wants to split, and I never do it because it's just, I feel like a bitch basically if I let a girl pay for me. But that's just my personal decision. You know, a lot of these guys, they don't have that choice. A lot of these guys, they have to pay, otherwise the girl would not go anywhere near them, right? Do you know what would be a better time and money investment than dealing with women who don't like you? It would be a gym membership. It would be good quality food. It would be a scale to track your calories and a scale to track your weight. It would be things that you purchase to make yourself better, which is automatically gonna make other areas in your life better, like dating, right? That would be a much better investment into yourself that is gonna reap real rewards, rather than having to try and do everything up front with the girl that doesn't even want you in the first place. Like, and to be honest, the investment for the physique, both time and money wise, it's almost free. It's actually a bargain. Like, the time that you have to put into the gym, the time that you have to put to track your calories, it's quick, right? The money to buy food, to buy a gym membership, like it's not only is it worth it, but it's so worth it that it's actually insane to me that people don't take it seriously. People say eating healthy food is expensive. No, when you buy healthy food and you cook at home every day, and you don't go out and drink alcohol and buy pizza every Saturday and Sunday and Friday, right? You save money. It's not more expensive. You save money. You literally save money. And the time, not only do you extend your time on this planet, right? That's another issue. Not an issue. That's another benefit. But the time that it takes to actually go to the gym, rather than like watch 3 hours of Netflix, you go to the gym for an hour. Okay, you've saved time, if anything, right? Instead of ordering food on Uber Eats, you wait 45 minutes to come, and then you take 15 minutes to eat the whole pizza. You cook. It might take you 30, let's say 40 minutes, right? That's a long time to cook, actually. Like me, when I cook simple meals. I'll cook, you know, rice and beef and just put some sauce on it or something, right? Have some fruit. It takes me like 15 minutes, if that. But if you actually want to cook a nice meal, right, it might take you 45 minutes, might take you an hour. It might take the same amount of time that it would have took you to actually go on the app and order the junk food and then let it get delivered and all of that, right? Basically, a lot of people who make excuses, of course, the people who cope, who exaggerate how expensive it is to eat healthy, apparently, how long it takes, how, you know, the time that you have to put into the gym, it's all excuses for them to keep doing the things that keep them comfortable, to keep eating that junk food, to keep, you know, skipping the gym sessions, to keep being unhealthy and obese and overweight and unattractive in general. It's, of course, once you have an attractive physique, once you've done the things that it actually takes to do those things, to get an attractive physique, then you realize it's really not that difficult. You build the mindset that this is actually easy. Not only is it not difficult, this is actually easy. Once you get to that certain point where everything's clicking, everything's locked in, and you're just feeling on top of the world because you're looking good, and, you know, your diet is in check and your workouts are in check. Everything's feeling amazing. And you get to that point where it's actually, wow, other people are really missing out. They actually think it's hard. It's easier than anything. The physique that you get, the way that you feel, the women that you attract, compared to the time and, you know, financial investment that you have to put in for it, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you. I mean, my local gym, right, they recently increased the price of the gym membership by like £5 a month or something, right? Now, now there's obviously, as with any type of change, there's going to be people complaining. There's people complaining about the price increasing. There's people cancelling their memberships because the price is increased by £5. £5 is like a $7, by the way, right? Per month, not per day, not per week, per month. Now, I actually look at those people in disgust. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, of course, I'm not happy for the gym to take more money out from me, but it's like, bro, $7 for a month. There's inflation. Like, they also have increasing costs. You know, they have to pay the staff more and everything, right? $7 a month, and you're gonna cancel the membership. You spent $7 today on a family pack of Doritos. Are you joking? Like, I look at those people as such idiots that it's actually unbelievable. I can't help it either. I really don't want to judge, but when something like that happens, it's like I have to judge. It just gets to the point where it's actually ridiculous. People will spend $27 today on Uber Eats, on eating a whole fucking pizza. But $7 a month, no, that's too much. I can't spend an extra $7 a month on a gym membership. That's ridiculous to me anyways. When you actually decide that you're gonna take it seriously, that you're gonna do the things that you need to do to get an attractive physique, and you're gonna do it consistently, you're not making excuses, but you're actually gonna do the work, and you're not gonna stop until you reach what you want to achieve. When you have that state of mind, obviously you're gonna get the result, that's no question. But you're gonna get the things that other guys want, and you're gonna get them rapidly. Guys are gonna wait 5, 6, 7 dates, 2 months messaging a girl or something to get what they want, if they get it in the first place. And you're gonna get it the first time you see her, because she wants you that bad, because you've already done that work. You've already put in the work in the past to become the type of guy that is so attractive that, you know, girls want him a lot. They're not just slightly interested, but they're mega interested, and that gets you massive results. The nice guys are the guys that, you know, don't take care of themselves. Basically, they want what you have, but they don't do the things necessary to get it. Once you reach that physique, once you reach that state of mind where you're that guy, where you have massive confidence, and, you know, everyone is noticing that, that's when you get the results rapidly. And you have, like I said, your mental health is amazing. The guys who don't get results with women, who have no confidence, who don't have a good physique, look in the mirror, they're not satisfied with what they see. That's no way to live. You know, and so obviously I'm quite lighthearted, I'm joking and this and that, but sometimes it gets on a deeper level. Like, some guys delete themselves just because of that, because they don't like what they see, because they don't, you know, nobody wants to talk to them. So you really can't get anywhere near that type of level. Of course, you need to put in that work and do the things necessary so you can have the best type of experience with everything that you want, with your confidence, with the way that you look, with the women that are attracted to you. That's the way it has to be. And the investment, when you decide, okay, I'm gonna do these things, I'm gonna eat clean, I'm gonna get into the gym, I'm gonna sleep on time, I'm gonna talk to loads of people, I'm gonna be social, I'm gonna make sure I'm living the best quality of life possible. And you do those things consistently, a few years later, you're on top of the world. That's how you're feeling. The investment to do those things compared to the results, it's insane. So take into account what I've said in the video, and when you achieve that physique and when you start to get yourself there, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. If you do want more help to build an attractive physique, check out the other videos on my channel, or click the top link in the description. That's my program where you can work with me directly, and I'll get you there as fast as possible.